Hi and welcome to Made of Yarn podcast. My name is Lotte. I'm coming from Sweden and this is an episode for the special event that Pia Trans has, the Knitathon. Usually I have made it live, but the last 2 times I had problem to do it, so I will try to do this with this premiere thing. I hope it's working out good also. And I'm sitting outside. I can do it a little bit longer. It's afternoon, about 2:30, and the sun is slowly going down, but I will try. I will do this in different parts, and that you will see. It will continue for you. For me, it will be different parts. I will show you right now, while I have light from the sun. My plan, I was thinking, what will I talk about? The first 2 times I talked about the benefits from when you are sick, ill, etc. with crafting, to knit and crochet. Last time I think it was about, I showed you what I have, blankets I think. But this time I think I will talk about smaller things that you can do. I have actually a plan for myself this year to knit 12 pairs of socks from the designer Tracy Miller, who she's one, I will dive, she's one of 2 in the podcast Grocery Girls. Sure you all know about them. So I will talk about, this is what I have for the moment. So I will talk about them, every one of them. Then I also will, that will be later on, I will talk about, I don't know if you see here. This is a yarn that is, I guess, typical from Sweden. Oh, it's called Lovikka yarn, Lovikka garn. Because why not share some history from Sweden? Something, I'm not that good in that area, but I'm Googling and I'm searching also, because this Lovikka, as mittens from this yarn, this is a bulky yarn. I can tell you about that. I will show you closer up later on also. It's a bulky yarn. It's 60 meters per 100 grams. So to prepare, not prepare to something, you can, if you have knitted with Eastex Alafos Loopy, it's thicker than Alafos Loopy. It's a nice yarn because this is a classic pattern from many years ago, for over 100 years ago, back. I mean, because when I was a child, my husband also, we had these Lovikka vantar, Lovikka mittens. In the end of this episode, I will have a pair of mittens that I will show you. It's me again. I had to go inside because it was way too much sound from the street and I couldn't concentrate. I was so nervous that it would be too loud for you. So now we start almost from the beginning. I don't know if I cut it away, but I will talk about my plan to knit 12 pairs of socks from the designer Tracy Miller, one of 2 from the podcast Grocery Girls. I've been her test knitter from the beginning, and I have so much of her patterns, and I really love her sock patterns. She has also hats, she has mittens, cowls and shawls also, and some more things. But I will show you, because I haven't finished the 12 yet. I have 2 months to go. But here is my first pair. This is the Georgia socks. It's a shorty pattern that I have paired with 2 colors. The apricot one is from Mayflower First Class, and the other one is a leftover from Opal Yarns. It's the series they had some years ago or so, something with Van Gogh. I really love them. So this is one of them. It's Georgia socks. The next pair is shepherdess socks. I actually made this pair. Many of my socks nowadays, when it says that it's fingering yarn, I take a light DK. In this case, it's a Finnish yarn Lovikka Nalle, and it's 260 meters per 100 grams. And I take the smallest size. Usually I have 64 stitches, so I take the smaller size. So this, I guess this is 56 then, and knit the same, and then I get a perfect fit with this thicker yarn. It's a more dense fabric and more durable, or at least for me. So this one was the shepherdess socks. Next pair is Skywalker socks. I don't know how well you can see it because it's a stripy yarn, but it's kind of a cable in the front. And this is from a Swedish brand, Järbo Mellanraggi, and this here and here and here is there with tencel in. Also 260 meters per 100 grams. The next sock is goat's eye socks. And also this is with Lovikka Nalle. I wonder if I took it away. I would love to show you the. I don't have it here. Can you see the pattern? I don't know. Next pair is 2. I test knitted for her this summer, so I made actually 3 pairs, but 2 for me. 1 pair I made for my daughter Lovikka in other colors, and this is the Happy Place socks. I don't know if you can see it. It's perfect for leftover yarns. You can stripe it as you like. With choose colors as you like. This one wasn't that good with the contrast, but it will. I will have them on my feet. I lost the words. Sorry. So this Happy Place socks. Next pair is the On the Porch socks. Actually also a free pattern, and here I'm back again. I thought I recorded, but I didn't, so I have to continue with these socks. Free pattern, and it's very easy, also with Lovikka Nalle in it. The next pair of socks is the Coffee Talk socks. Also the same, Lovikka Nalle, light DK. A nice pattern also. I had 2 pairs left. The next one is Saturday socks. And this is also in Lovikka, but it's there in the wool rescue. It's more DK towards worsted, I guess. But a fun pattern. And actually when I looked at this pattern, when I should start to knit it, I didn't have any memory that I have knitted it, but I have actually a photo on Ravelry. I made a pair, but I also know I gave it away directly, so that's why perhaps I didn't have any memory of it. And the last pair is Galliano socks. Nice, I don't know if you can see. The pattern is actually also fingering, and I have a fingering yarn, but also a strand of fluff together with it that make it more dense, more cozy. So I continue 2.5 millimeter and have the same. In this case, I think I had 64 stitches actually, but it will be a warm and lovely sock for the winter. So I had two more pairs to knit for this year to make 12 pairs of socks. I have them here, but it's fun. I'm wondering what I will make for next year. I test knitted back in the days quite a lot also for Sari Nordlund, for example, and or many others, but perhaps I continue. I have lots of sock patterns in my digital library. I will soon talk about these yarns, the Lovikka yarns. You will follow me from the beginning, from this skein towards a knitted mitten. The town Lovikka lies in the area Tornedalen, 100 kilometers north of the polar circle in northern Sweden. During the winter it was common for women there to spin and knit mittens from the fine summer wool and then sold them to people around them. It was Erika Aitima who made these mittens. She was interviewed in a newspaper in 1936, and she said herself, "That I started to knit the Lovikka mittens was a coincidence. We were poor with a growing family of 8, and it was hard to make any money. I used to knit ordinary mittens for the richer people in the village. Once one man wanted thick mittens that should be hard to wear out. So I spun really thick yarn and knitted them so hard so I thought they should last several winters. I was happy when I went with the mittens to its new owner, but he was not at all thankful. He even said that I had ruined the wool. I tried again, washed them several times and combed them thoroughly. And the result was something else. They were now asked for, especially farmers who drove wagons of hay. They really liked them. Soon I had orders from the villages around Tornedalen, even from the Sami people. I've started to add colorful details, especially for the Sami people who like that much. Since then, I've knitted mittens all year around. As you can see also here on the film, it's quite hard to knit. It gets a really dense fabric, but you can see here now I'm on the thumb. But it was also mentioned here that for many years women knitted this mitten in the area Tornedalen, especially during 1930s when they were poor. Many learned to knit them. And afterwards, for many years, over 100 years now, we here in Sweden have knitted them. Here you can see them taking a bath. And I will add now also soft soap, you can see here, and then felt them together. Not together, but felt them, so they're getting even thicker but softer also. And add some more. It was something they made, the women, they knitted the whole winter from the wool they had around them. Here you have the mittens finished. They are finished with the knitting, but now I will comb them. I got a cat brush from a friend, and they are really good for this. You can see how fluffy they get. What a difference. They are so fluffy. And this makes them also warmer. And now I turn them inside out and make the same inside. I didn't get the thumb out. But you will see, I will continue to brush them. And you see a little halo there is started. You can see the difference. Can you see they are so soft now? And getting thicker from this also. So the inside is finished. Now I have one without and one with fluff. And then you turn out fold it up, and if it's really cold in the winter you can fold this down so you don't get snow around your wrists. Actually, the difference, but I will comb the next one also. Here I saw a hole. I was terrified, but now I am mending it. Good that I saw it before I gave it away to my daughter. There it is, you can see it. But I will first turn it inside out a little bit and make just like a duplicate stitch or whatever, what you can say, to make it stronger again. I'm sorry for the long the long talk here, but I'm soon finished with the mitten. Now I'm done with the mending, almost, but they are really durable. I had never in my life worn out any Lovikka mittens. I've grown out them perhaps when I was a child. So fixed. Now you can also make some kind of embroidery. Usually you have thicker, also the same yarn but in other Lovikka yarns, but in different colors. You can see you make like an X. I told you about the Sami people, they like colors. So usually they have blues and red, I think also yellow perhaps in their colors. But my daughter Amanda has a black winter coat, so she wanted some black, and then also a natural dyed yarns that I have for some mustard colors, kind of. So first you make a row, you can call it a row under, I can't explain, and then you make the like V's, and then you make the upper part of it, and then it makes like an X. And also I didn't describe, but you also make kind of a braid and then a tassel to hang around, and I haven't done it yet. That is good. You can see a little part of it there, but it's good also that you can tie them together and hang them if you like. So now I can show you the finished Lovikka mittens. I hope when I'm talking right now, I haven't edited the small films or the movies I made, so I really hope I made it correctly. It was a chaos. I recorded in the kitchen and I sat on one of the kitchen chairs, had the table in front of me, the camera with the tripod in between my chair and the table, and my hands over. So it wasn't easy. So I lost the needles and it was chaos now and then. But I hope really it ended up good. But I will show you now the finished result. Here you have they are so warm and cozy now. And as you saw when I felted them, you can see a real halo, and it's lovely. The fun thing when we were small, I also felted them inside, but when we had this, also my children had them, of course, not just me and my husband. Many in Sweden have Lovikka vantar, but they were so warm even though you were outside, and perhaps when it's plus degrees here in Sweden, even when we have snow, over zero, we can make, I have to gesture, you can make, we call them in Swedish snöbollar, snowballs. You make them, and then you can make them like this, and you can have snowball war. But you also can make, when you roll them in the snow, you can make snowmans, and you can make several of them in a round and circle, and build them up like I can't find the word, but inside there you can have a candle, so in the evenings when it's dark, it's so lovely. Anyway, you can do it also without Lovikka vantar, but when they get wet after a while, they can resist so much water, but after a while, with several hours outside, they get wet, but they are still warm because it's wool. And also I remember inside when you use them a lot, you can just pick out wool that have been felted, and then you just throw them away, and with use then they also get even better and better. They felt even more together. I think with these, actually, this really smell, this in Swedish it's såpa, and when I tried to Google translate it, it was how was it? I can't remember it now. It's something with soap. But when soap in my ears, they are soap you have to wash your hands. But I think I haven't rinsed it correctly. But that doesn't matter. I actually forgot now. I can perhaps put in a footage. I've started, this is for my youngest daughter, Amanda. She and her husband will have their first wedding anniversary now in December, the beginning of December. So I will give her these, and I started also a pair for him, but more in a grayish brown. And also this is the female version, and I make the male version for him. They are slightly bigger. So these are so, they are so warm, so we can almost manage a, how is it cold? Polar winter, really, really cold. They are so warm. Enough of these mittens. I have to show you another pair that I test knitted a couple of weeks ago, or something like that. We have one of our designers here in Sweden, well known. It's Sofia Karlsson now. Sofia's Tales on Instagram and also on YouTube. Perhaps you know her from before. Her name was, it was called California. Anyway, she has just come out with a really nice book, knitting book, for this moment only in Swedish, but she has all her patterns on Ravelry that she has from before, and the newer ones are also in English. So this pair, I will have take up. These pair are the ... mittens. Aren't they fun? It's so addictive, like when you're making stripes. Just one more stripe, just one more stripe. And it's the same here, but just one more dot. I made this in Rauma Finull, a Norwegian yarn, and a yarn from, it's called the Tines from Latvia. It's about the same. So they are really, really fun. Because what I said in the beginning, I should show you smaller knits this episode. So then I also can show you, I test knitted for another designer in Sweden. Her name is Anneli Verbrugge, called also Power Wool on Instagram and on Ravelry. I test knitted her mittens. I don't have them here. I gave them away. I made 4 or 5. They were called Crafter's mittens, but I can show you the socks she also have. Crafter's socks. So the pattern is the same in the mittens. These I made for my brother's grandson Fred, who is 8. Also an addictive pattern. Crafter's socks. I don't think I have so much more of smaller things to show you. I can actually, perhaps you wonder what I'm wearing. It's a bigger knit. I just made this up. All of a sudden I wanted something in red. I always loved colors, but over the years, also because I have problem because I'm chronically ill, I sometimes have problem with it gets like, how should I describe it? It's so much for my eyes, so I almost get headache from colors. But I thought I would love to have something in red, because this summer my niece Renee visited the south of Sweden, and there it is a fabric or mill kind of who sells out 2-ply yarns really cheap. You can see some of them here. So I knitted this one with 1 ply of this 2-plied and another also red, more bright red, that almost frightened me. But together it was really perfect, and I love it. I have been living in this the whole week. Inside, I have it all outside also, but I love it, and my husband loves it. He gave me a compliment yesterday that he was like, it was really a pop, and he said he liked it. Usually I have so much brown and beige, so nice with some color. I used the pattern from Vera Velimäki. No, not Jonna Lento. the Lento sweater. I just changed. The Lento sweater has a double color, but I made just one plain. And I made it longer. And I love it so much, so I will probably make several more in different colors. If you are new here, I forgot to say that in the beginning. If you haven't seen me before, I have also my YouTube channel in English, both in Swedish and in English. The one I recorded last in Swedish, I said to them, asked my viewers to come with questions, because one day my husband came in and saw me when I was knitting in the bedroom, and he said, "Here you are crocheting." No, it was the opposite. I was crocheting, and he said, "Here you are knitting." No, I said, I am crocheting. And then I thought, do you know the difference? And he said, well, you knit a sweater and you crochet. No, I don't know. So then I come to think about, why not? I said, do you like to be on my podcast? And he said, yes, really. He would love that. So I asked my Swedish viewers, and perhaps you also would like to do that, to send me questions to ask him, or me also, of course, about knitting or anything knitted, yarn, crochet related. I will not say anything more, but he doesn't know anything. I came out from my craft room and he asked, what are you doing? And I said, I will block the mittens. Block the mittens? Okay, and then he laughed and said something that I don't know about in his interests. I think it was something with the meteorology or something like that I don't understand. So he doesn't know anything. I can say that he doesn't know. He knows that I knit sweaters and crochet blankets. He has seen, but he doesn't know the difference. Even though we soon have been married 40 years. We haven't talked about it. So I will do an episode later on. I don't know if perhaps I will make them that somehow also in English. I don't know how we manage, but I can perhaps tell you the result in an English episode. Talking about crocheting blankets, I will also show you here. As said before, my daughter Amanda and her husband have been married 1 year in a couple of weeks. And Oliver, he loves everything that are knitted or crochet. He loves wool. And he said the rougher, how to say, I lost that word also. The harder it is on the skin, the more he enjoys it. This summer I made a blanket for Amanda. I made it from this. I started last year, but I made her a temperature blanket from the year she was born. If you haven't seen it, I can put in a photo. Here of it. She wanted just a special colors, and I made the best of it. And she loves it. And when he saw it, he fell asleep outside. It was a hot summer, and he fell asleep in the sofa outside with the blanket. If I have the picture still, I will show you him asleep. So I got an idea. Why not make him also blankets? I asked Amanda what colors I could make because it should match the sofa also. So I'm crocheting on a blanket here. It's a free pattern on Järbo. I can afterwards I will link it if I perhaps I can make it now. I don't know how it is when it is premiere thing. Otherwise I will link it afterwards as in a usual episode, or perhaps I can link it while I'm chatting with you. We will see, because the pattern is also in English and in other languages also. Oh, sorry, cardboard. Well, it's 2 colors, and you make it. It should, in the pattern, it should be like a V shaped. You can see here how it goes like this first and then back. But for me it was a mistake because it wasn't my plan. My plan was to just continue crochet until the yarn is gone. But all of a sudden I changed the direction without knowing it. So I had just to, continue. It's such an easy pattern. When I saw it first, when it came out, my first thought was, oh, what a hard, it's difficult. I mean, a difficult pattern. But it's not. If you know how to crochet, you make, I don't know everyone's term, but in Swedish it's stolpe, double crochet, 10 of them, and then you make, I have them upside down, double crochet, 10 double crochet, and then you have, again upside down, and then you have 10, is it single crochet? I don't know. I will link the patterns, but it's such a fun thing to make. And you cut the yarn after every row, and then you have it gives you fringes. I have another idea. I said to when I showed it in a Swedish podcast, why not, I will just fold it so you can understand my thought here. You can stop it, just make around about this size and make it as a scarf, a long scarf. Can you see how cozy it will be? Now it's really, 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 really big, but to have it smaller than this, and you can have like this also, and in every yarn you like. I don't know, but when I was young went to school in the 70s, it was the fashion to have these long scarves. I had a blue one, and it should go just one row round around your neck, and then it should be so long so they went down to your feet, and then you were so fashionable. I had the blue one, I remember. So some tips from me to you. I hope really you will enjoy the rest of this Knitathon. I'm so glad, and I thank you again, Pia, for letting me participate. And it's my 4th time now, so I'm so glad for that. And it's such a fun thing. Actually, I forgot to say, last spring, we were more Swedish YouTubers that was contributing. I can't speak again. One of them is Marie-Louise. Her Instagram and YouTube is Marie-Lou Knitting. She started actually like a Swedish Knitathon, So in October we had one, and we were several Swedish podcasters who had 40 minutes each, and in between she opened up Google Meet, so she made smaller groups for, I don't know, 1.5 hours, something like that, and they knitted, crocheted, talked together that time, and it was so appreciated. And she talks about having one also in the end of December again. It was such a fun thing, and yeah, people really enjoyed it to knit online, and also to see other podcasters. Some had lives and some recorded it before. One of them she actually had in the on Sunday morning, and she had a frog feast. So she frogged several projects and talked about them before also. It was so much fun. Everyone had, it was so much, it was fun. Really, it was like this also. But this was just for the Swedes, and this is for the whole world. So I'm so happy to be part of this, and I hope something made sense of my bad English here. And also when I hope, fingers crossed and everything, that I will manage to edit the film to how I made my Lovikka mittens also. Don't forget to stretch, to move around, take a walk around the house or the buildings, or up and down the stairs and so on, and drink lots of water, and take something so you have energy to knit and crochet this as much as you can. I wish you a lovely rest of this Knitathon, and thank you so much for visiting me. Bye!